kind of the updates tomorrow and what to look forward to, and match reporting as well. So um, we have our
To look
director
forward to
Cheyenne and match reporting as well. Our two community admins. Which, you guys would like to say your names?
Sean.
What happened to Zawa?
Zawa, I have no idea, but he will join back soon.
Oh, there he is. All right, Zawa, we're live. Do you want to introduce yourself as the newest community admin? Oh, looks like it's not working. Okay, anyway.
I'm here, hi.
Okay, cool. Alright, perfect. Alright, so tomorrow it's gonna be week 1 of RPL, which is 4/15/2017. It's gonna be the spring season, so we're gonna have this season's gonna be a little bit different from last season because we have 14 now, so there's a group A and a group B. So the first set of games for at 9 o'clock is gonna be pretty much group matches, and so 10 o'clock. So we're gonna have 2 group matches and followed by a Swiss match, which is like a new thing we're introducing. So we'll kind of worry about it as we go along and see if there's any problems that arises, but I don't think there'll be anything kind of bad about it. I mean, like, what do you guys think about the Swiss system that I added?
I think it's a nice little experiment for us, rather than just having the 2 games or best out of 3.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think the Swiss is a little bit interesting because it increases the balancing of the game matches, right? So, like, in RPL, obviously, unbalanced teams for the most part, and then there's, like, a lot of uneven matchups, for example. So, Swiss will help with kind of obtaining a little bit of an balance in matchups. So, like, really good teams will be facing each other, and like kind of the bottom tier teams will still be like duking it out for points instead of just being like getting no points every. I think that's a nice way to help them out. But our group matches are worth 1.5 points. So winning a group match will be 1.5, and then this match will be 1. So we're not trying to give it too much emphasis. I'm currently updating the stream games, so I don't know if you guys saw the doc, but there's like some people who are like yellow. So those are like the streamed matches. I've only gotten the group A stream matches up, so like most part, all we like 9 o'clock is gonna be like the group A stream time, and then 10 o'clock is gonna be the group B stream time. And then Swiss match is just gonna be like, I think just whatever's the highest seeded in terms of like what we think power ranking, and like then overall as the week goes on, then the highest ranked teams. So I mean, I think that's just pretty standard stuff. I don't know, Sean. Do you have anything to say on top for RPL tomorrow?
Not for RPL, but for streaming, we may put out like a donation package to where it will offer a lot of little perks that aren't like pay to win at all, but they can like get your team streamed for a week instead of just picking the most interesting matchup. So we'll probably release that soon if we confirm it.
Yeah, the donation package. That'd also be nice for one of the few rules that we're about to introduce for this. I think called. All right, so
the 3.4.
Well, actually 1.1, like introducing ourselves.
So yeah,
it's just like kind of the basic stuff. So director, me, and OctoKid have our 4 community admins, which is Tunze, who's not here, Sean, who's here, Dr. Nope, and Zawa, who's here. 1.1, and then 3.4. Do you want to go over it? Or
yeah, we can.
4, sorry.
3.1 was first.
I mean, you don't have to talk about 3.1 because we've already like had those, but it's just like the 5 players are just eligible for prizing in the finals. But
so yeah, 3.4 basically has to do with the donation package as well. Once we release that, which will probably be like $5, maybe 10, then that rule will make a lot more sense. So basically, we want to offer prizes for the RPL games, or RPL winner at the end of the season. And we need a minimum of $50 of donations that will go straight to the prize money. Like, no community admin or director will get a cent of it. So we need to encourage the community to donate a little bit once we get the package out, or there will be no prize for first place.
Yeah, no, there'll actually just be no prize at all for the most part, and if we don't reach the $50 donation, I'll pretty much refund all of the current donations. If we don't reach the 50, obviously, but yeah, I mean that's the donation rule change. So are you on the doc?
Yes.
Okay, can you talk about rule number 4.6, which is like the player removal thing? It's kind of like new. So if you want to read a little bit first, so.
Sure. So, kind of reading stuff.
For sure, for sure. If you want to
Okay,
read
so.
it,
Oh no, we're good. We're good. Okay, so teams have the ability to remove individual players from their roster. However, to remove a player from the roster, the team must have over 2/3 of its members vote for the removal to have it approved. When requesting the removal, along with a screenshot of the voting, please provide a valid reason. So, I guess that makes sense. It's good to make sure that the team has made a unanimous decision, and it's just not one person's being upset or whatever it might be, that it would help a team come together in making decisions like that. So it sounds pretty solid.
Yeah, with the going on top of the like solid like idea of removing someone, like not just because of their skill level or if you don't like playing with them or don't like their play style, it's like you have a issue getting along with them, or they're never online, or they're just till 24/7, something like that, not just because of skill level.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're not gonna accept reasons such as like, oh, I just don't like playing with him. He doesn't, or like if it's something related to the team, like he's unwilling to practice, he's being really toxic to you guys, or like just like obscenely annoying or something, like we can work something out, maybe move into a different team, something. Say if any team would like to switch or take out a sub, or we would just remove the player and then we'd give you pretty much a week's notice to kind of find a new player. So, John, if you want to talk about Rule 5.21, which is basically like the regular season, how they work.
So yeah, other than the Swiss, there would be a coin toss for the side selections of the matches this time, and unlike last time, how it was just like, oh, so it was randomly assigned blue side and red side. So there'll be a coin toss.
No. There's actually no coin toss for the group matches. Actually, there's no coin toss anymore because there's a couple of complaints that like it's
all right. Then we gotta remove that.
Too much work. Yeah. No, I'm gonna work on removing that. But
all right, so let's remove that.
okay, so alright. Wait, this is for the across group. So like for cross group. Awesome.
Oh, 5.1.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, 5.2.1. But yeah, there's no already been pre-selected for everybody.
So yeah, in the off season we discussed if we were gonna do best of 3 or best of 2 or keep it the same, but we decided we're just gonna do best of 1 and have like small groups, like Elucid said before.
Yeah. So we're just gonna stick to what we had before.
Yeah, and we're also gonna really have to step up on sending in those screenshots and game links so we can update all the fantasy stats and wins right away, so we don't have to go through each game and look for it ourselves. So that's kind of a hassle. So make sure to really send in those links of the like post-game match history, all that jazz.
Yeah. Rule 5.22 is just basically. Oh yeah, I mean, did you want to say anything else?
No, you go.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you covered it, but we already said it before, so it's worth like 1.5 points for group matches, and then it's worth 1 point for Swiss. If you have the link to the rules, which should be in the RPL Spring 2017 channel, you can find the link to the rule book right here, so you can pull it up at any time. want to know what a Swiss is, you can. I left actually a Wikipedia link here in case you guys want to look it up. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much major updates to the thing. There's also 5.4, so there's like some little bit minor updates. 5.4 is just like playoff stuff, so I'll talk about it later. And apparently 5.5. Okay, yeah, 5.5. Okay, this is kind of a rule that I made last season, but we weren't going to implement it this season. We ended up just expanding the league 14 teams. What we were going to do is expand it to 10, and then have previous members of previous teams that wanted to enter be put on a waitlist program. So like, so basically, like it's like how LCS and there's Challenger Series. So there's two things separate. Um, Group A would be essentially LCS, and then B would be essentially Challenger Series, right? So next season we would pretty much separate them, and there would be no cross game matches. But I'm still debating on whether we should have it. So this rule is just gonna stay for now, but it's not like 100%. So essentially, like if you were the last place team in your group, you'd be pretty much demoted to the Challenger Series, and if you were in Challenger Series, you'd be put on waitlist if another team signs up, and then the highest seed of Group B would be moving up to take your place in LCS, Group A, whatever. So that's like the relegation thing, but I don't think it's really that important to talk about because obviously it hasn't started. So I think we'll talk about it more as time goes on, and then wonder like their chances of being back in RPL and stuff. So Zao, do you want to go over rules of 7? So just like pre-game specific rules like start times and whatever.
Yeah. So, let's see. Start times. The first best of 1 match will begin at 9 p.m. The second best of 1 will begin at 10 p.m. The game ones that go past 10 p.m. will not be penalized for lateness to second game. Game 2 will begin promptly after conclusion of game 1. All these times are Eastern. We don't have the 11 p.m. game on there.
Oh, we don't. Yeah. So Swiss matches in at 11 p.m. EST. Oh, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, that still works. Okay. Punctuality teams must be on time to their matches. The team is allowed a maximum of 10 minutes of grace. Every 5 minutes after the 10-minute grace, the late team will lose bans. After a team has lost all their bans, they will be given a final 5-minute warning to show. If they're unable to show, then the game will end in a forfeiture. For the team to be considered on time, their members should be in their respective Discord team voice channels and must remain so for the entire span of the tournament times. Emergency substitute 7.3. In the event that the team member is unable to show last second, the team may utilize emergency substitute. In the event that no members from the locked roster are able to substitute, teams will be able to pull random players that fit the eligibility requirements. A team is allowed a maximum of 3 emergency subs. Teams that utilize emergency subs will be penalized with the loss of the bans equal to number of emergency subs. Emergency subs must be reported prior to usage. If it is found that a team utilized this without informing admins, then the game will be substituted with an immediate loss for that team. This rule coincides with section 7.2. And there's a nice little chart.
Yeah, the chart just like explains like certain examples. Like if you're 0 minutes late but you have 2 emergency subs, you lose 2 bans. If you're 5 minutes late and you have 2 emergency subs, you lose 3 bans. And then if you're 10 minutes late and you have 2 subs, then you just automatically forfeit because you lose 4 bans, but you can't lose 4 bans. Obviously, that's just like one example. But you know the other combinations are also there. You can also report lateness, which is basically like if you think the enemy team, there's a rule of courtesy option, which is 7.5, which kind of like conflicts with 7.4. But the idea here is like we value courtesy over reporting. So like if you want to give the enemy team a little bit of extended time to maybe come and like you don't want to penalize them, then start with whatever you guys want. So like both teams are just like, oh, you know, dude, it's fine. Like you guys are late sometimes, it's whatever. They don't lose any bans. They have emergency stuff. They lose bans and then they start. So if they're 10 minutes late, for example, after the 10-minute grace period, so this would be 20 minutes late total. You can just be like, oh, you know what, you have 2 emergency subs. Let's just start the game. Let's not forfeit it. You can do that. That's a courtesy option. But if you don't, and if you just value the win, I guess be the only reason I would think you would want to report the lateness for a forfeiture. Like you'd probably just be like, you just contact an admin or a director and tell them that this team was late and they have 2 subs, so they forfeit by the rules, which is also another option. But I would prefer you take the courtesy, just because it's just a nicer thing to do.
It's nicer in this communities like our sort of tone in the communities to like get better and play rather than like win.
Yeah. 7.6. I don't really want to talk about it because like if another team shows, then it just ends for forfeit for both. So whatever. You can reschedule a game. That's something that we put under the courtesy option, kind of like it's like a connection to it. So like you can reschedule a game, but you have to tell the admins like a day prior to the matches. So you'd have to tell us Friday 11:15 standard and before that. So if it's reported on Saturday, we'll give you both losses. You want to talk about game lobby? I can talk about filler picks because like that's a pretty specific thing.
Yeah. So it's important that we do Summoner's Rift tournament draft, not blind pick or draft mode. Tournament draft so we have exactly like LCS has more time and picking and banning all that jazz. Make sure you put a password on it. Otherwise, there's going to be scrubs that are going to be joining every few minutes or seconds. It'll just sort of be really annoying. And the blue team must create the game and invite all the players of the red team. And both teams must be in the LCS order, which is top, jungle, mid, AD carry support. And you make sure you both are ready before you start. So communication is really important before the game, so you guys can get off and start your matches smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to make sure that everyone's like well prepared for the matches, or not well prepared as in like practice, but like well prepared as in like set up in the lobbies and stuff. So remember, you have to be in LCS order, which is top, jungle, mid, AD carry support. You can't switch roles in champion select. We don't want that right now. It's like a kind of something that's based off of like our rules are mainly based off of like the university law rules. So you want to make sure you're in the order, you're maintaining that you're in like you're not switching roles in champion select. Okay, filler picks is something more respective to lower elo tournaments, not in university law, because normally university law is like platinum plus. Um, filler picks is basically it's kind of hard to explain by just telling you. You'd kind of have to see it, but essentially it's like before the game starts. It's really important that when you use filler picks, you declare you're using filler picks in the pregame lobby, so before you hit start. And when you do that, we want the team that's using the filler picks, preferably the top laner of the team that's using filler picks, to talk to the opposing team's top laner and inform them that they're using filler picks, and then they tell them and then they both agree on 3 champions that will count as the filler, right? So, for example, let's say Team A wants to use filler picks against B. Team A top laner says, okay, to Team B's top laner, I would like to use Aatrox, Galio, and Teemo as filler picks. It's like, and then if Team B decides, okay, you know what, maybe can you not use Galio because there's a very high possibility that it might get played or something, right? Obviously, it's leaking team information, but we just want you to do it just to make sure everyone's. We don't ban out your champion, or we don't pick your champion as a filler pick, and then you guys complain about it too. So, okay, let's say Team A and Team B agree. Okay, Aatrox, Galio, Teemo will be the champion. Okay. So during champion select, bans will go accordingly. So whatever you guys want to ban, as long as Team B doesn't ban Team A's filler pick. So Aatrox, Galio, Teemo, for example. That you want to use. So Team A will declare when they first pick their filler pick before they lock in, right? So let's say ban phase is over, and then Team A has to pick, and they're using filler pick on that first pick, right? Or on the pick they're currently on, right? So they tell the Team B's top laner, okay, Aatrox will be Anivia or something, or Aatrox will be Yasuo, okay? And they pick Yasuo, or no, they pick Anivia, and then they lock in, okay? Or sorry, they pick Aatrox and then they lock in because it's Yasuo, right? So with that, they tell the enemy team and then they lock in. If you lock in before you tell the enemy team, you have to play that champion. Okay, and it's really important that Team B notes that to an admin if they don't play their champion that they just picked, right? Okay, so you need to tell them that what the swap is before locking in. After you've done this 3 times or how many ever times you need filler picks, let's say you only needed to use it 2 times or 3 times or 1 times or 1 time. Um, you after both teams have picked all 5 champions, you cancel the lobby, right? So one person leaves the lobby or quits, preferably the support of Team B. So it's or Team A, sorry. So you can quickly fill that spot. And then you invite the player back, and then you start the lobby. And then this time, Team A will ban the filler picks that they trolled. So they'll ban Aatrox, Galio, Teemo, and then they'll pick all the 5 champions that they said they would play for their respective players. Because obviously, like this rule's mainly here, so for the fact that some players they don't have all the champions, so we want to make sure that people have um, the opportunity to still do like swaps and strategic kind of stuff like that. Kind of an odd rule. If you need more clarification, you can ask an admin. Hopefully they understand it at the same like level as you should to be like able to use it. But regardless, I think that's not like something you should kind of abuse. I did mention this a lot, but don't abuse filler picks just to like do it because it's not something that you want to do because it's so time consuming. But use it when you think you need to. So be conservative with it. You want to talk about the coaches rule? Zhao or Sean?
Yeah, we can.
I got it.
Okay, Zhao,
got it.
Yeah. Okay, so coaches are permitted to join the game lobby as spectators. However, casters have priority. Coaches are also allowed to join their team's Discord voice channel for only the pick ban phase. Afterwards, they must exit the voice channel. That says exist, by the way.
Oh.
Exit the voice channel. If it is indicated that a team's coach remained in the channel after pick ban, that team will be investigated for cheating. So, get your coach out of the call on time because it's not good, and we don't want to get people banned and lose matches and all kinds of stuff just for something as stupid as your coach staying in the channel too long. So make sure that they're out by the time pick ban phase is over.
All right, so talk about Rule 8 or Section 8 essentially. Sean, you want to start us?
Yeah, one sec. Here, you can do doing something real quick.
Yeah. So I'll just talk about pause feature. Essentially, both teams have a total of 10 minutes of pause. In the event of a disconnect or other mishap, after the 10 minutes of pause time is used, the team must decide on 2 scenarios: forfeit or play on. Play on essentially will lead to 4v5 play. Forfeit will just be you lose. 4v5 is I had a couple questions about this week, so let me just clarify. So 4v5 is in-game 4v5, right? So you can't start the lobby with 4 members. A match is defined as 5 members on your team in the lobby ready to play. If you don't have 5 members, it's a forfeit. But if you do have 5 members and the game starts and realize someone disconnected and is unable to connect back, for whatever reason, disconnect, power outage, rage quit, whatever, you can choose to play 4v5, but you can never start with 4v5. So, Sean, I think your team is very familiar with the in-game features. You want to talk about that?
Yep. So, the utilization of joke, taunt, laugh, dance, and master emote are allowed. We confirmed that after a misconduct last season. Please use them to your heart's content. However, there is a limit to their utilization. While we do want you to like enjoy them, and
want you. Yeah, my bad. It's a little wordy.
Yeah, it is very. So basically, just try to refrain from BMing. We are a friendly community, but I mean, we can't control like your emoticons that you use in the game, so just keep it friendly, and make sure that the alt chat should not be used unless it's just friendly banner or like you guys are communicating a pause or a DC or something.
Yeah.
But just try to refrain from the BM this season.
Yeah, don't be like really obnoxious in lane, like spamming mastery mode every time like the enemy laner misses farm or something, or dancing on them after you kill them. Like it's kind of messed up. Don't do that stuff. So pretty much anything that common sense like you shouldn't do, don't do it. That's all I can say.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then Sean
I have a follow-up question, actually.
Okay.
This extended Alistar's cowbell.
That's emoticon.
Yeah, though somebody actually asked that in the chat. That ban all cowbell Alistar.
That's not
see.
okay.
We'll see how obnoxious it is. It's because I'll be honest, it's pretty obnoxious, but it's also
It's
fun.
pretty
Like
obnoxious.
if you can look past the fact that it's actually kind of annoying, it's actually pretty funny too. Like it's like a cow, smacking a bell, a cowbell, whatever.
Can we, as a suggestion, do we want to just, if someone in the other team just says like "shut up" type of thing, I know we said we shouldn't be using the all chat, but at the same time, if you're maybe getting too spammy and they maybe want you to stop, this might be something. Maybe they could address it after the game, but maybe this is something we could look into.
Yeah. No, I think I that's actually a great place to add in another in-game chat feature, chat allowance kind of thing. It's like, if you think something is getting really obnoxious, you can ask, you can pause the game and you can ask the enemy, can you kind of tone it down on the spamming of like whatever is being used.
Yeah,
The Nunu bot, the Kog'Maw, all that jazz.
yeah, Lulu Laugh is up there.
That's his purple.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lux laugh, Lulu laugh, just kill me. All right. That stuff is super obnoxious. So yeah, I mean, okay. Reporting matches. I think this is pretty important to talk about because we're having a little bit of a change in this because we want to be getting standings updated as fast as possible, essentially. Because normally, what I would have to do is I do all the standing stuff by myself. So I would download the copy of the match. I would change all the stuff on it, in terms of like people's names and stuff, and then I would put it up there, and then I would have to keep doing it for every match over and over again. So it'd be nice if like people would send me a screenshot of the ending screen and the screenshot of or the link of the match history page with the match ID. So if you don't know how to find the match ID, it's actually the match history League of Legends page of the game, but there's a little area after NA1/match ID, which is like I think it's a 10-digit or 9 or 10-digit number. I don't know what it is, but that's the match ID, and I need. If you don't send that, we're just gonna assume the match didn't happen and just give both teams a loss. And we want the winning team to be the one that sends in, obviously, the screenshot of the match ID. You can submit it to any of the admins; they'll eventually give it to me. But obviously, you want to give it to me. But whatever you want. Maybe you like another admin more. It's whatever. I like Zal more.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to talk about selection error, because like I know you, Sean, you want to talk about game breaking bug, because
Okay.
So you can talk about 8.6.
Yeah, sure. Okay, selection errors. Selection errors, including but not limited to champion, runes, and/or masteries, will not be grounds for a remake. Play will continue unless a forfeit is desired. If a selection error is noticed, then please report to an admin.
Yeah,
So
we just won't tolerate it. Like
Yeah,
if you take DFT Yasuo top and
That's
it goes
your
like a
fault.
mistake kind of shit, yeah, it's just gonna be your fault. We can't deal with it. You have to play it out and see what happens.
You were just unprepared for the game.
Yep. Right, so Sean, take it away.
8.7 game-breaking bugs. So a bug occurs, which classic Rito bug, and it affects your game. Make sure to send a screenshot or a video. And just because it affected the game or you think so, doesn't mean it'll change the outcome. It'll be reviewed. and decided by one of our admins or directors. And I had an experience with this. So if if you're interrupted at your desk and it forces you to go AFK, like make sure you pause
Yeah.
and communicate that, or else we can't do anything about it. So
Is
make
game breaking
sure
because this guy
just
couldn't
be
press /pause.
you know I was doing a lot that day, and it was just not good. Too many people over. But yeah, so if there's a risk of you being interrupted, make sure just like scream pause if someone's coming into your room or something. You never know, like hurricane or like bomb or something.
Yeah.
You never
Yeah,
know.
Syria air strike. I mean, wherever you're playing from. At this
You
point,
live in
it's your risk.
playing from Afghanistan,
Yeah, of course. Jesus Christ.
But it really has to freaking affect the game, though. Like if it's something really stupid when you're already down like 5K plus gold, then don't even bother.
Yeah. Um.
What if they're just lagging the whole game and they have proof of it? Like they have like 600 ping spikes and they're recording the whole time, and it's like they're laner one or something like that. Like how would that be? Would that fall under this rule, or just like tough luck?
No, like we can't do anything about like internet issues or ISP problems or hardware issues. I think like if you planned on playing RPL and you knew this is something that occurs too often where it becomes a problem every game, I would advise you just not to play. But like we can't do anything about that. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I can't send you better internet.
can send you the opposite.
Yeah, I can send you packet loss. Okay, so that kind of concludes our rules updates for the most part. I don't think we added anything else.
No, just one little reminder that our rules are dynamic, so they change like weekly over the seasons. They'll be changing for the next 10 seasons, or if we have that many. So they're never just staying the same. They're always gonna be changing.
Yeah, and it's not like we change the rules to make it in favor of someone or something. It's more of like a decision. Like, do you think it's fair for everyone, right? We don't like if you think of rules made just to like counteract something you did. It's not like that. It's we decided on something and then made a rule for it. But since we're not really an established league, we're just like kind of starting up still. Like we want to make sure we're changing the rules and making it more fit for all players to kind of enjoy the experience rather than just be like, crap, there's another rule saying this, we can't do anything anymore or something. Alright, so our next part is standings updates. So I already kind of talked about it, but we want to make sure everyone's screenshot and match ID so we can have the standings updated as fast as possible. Standings will probably take an hour or two after the games have finished, or all the games have finished, to actually be posted up there. So you'll probably see it at 2 a.m. on Sunday, Eastern Standard. I'm normally awake at that time for some reason. I don't know why. But that and fantasy scores, which is along with standings, fantasy would probably be posted at the same time. No guarantees. But all the standings and fantasy points should be posted by Sunday, and at the worst Monday. Yeah, and then I guess we can talk about playoffs a little bit. Still working on the rules right here, 5.4. But essentially, there's Group A and then there's Group B. Um, four teams from the four top seeded teams from both groups go into playoffs. So the last three will be eliminated, obviously. But from the four, Team A rank or Group A rank 1 will play against Group B's rank 4. So first place A versus fourth place B, and then we'll have second place from A play third place of B, and then that's the vice versa for B and A. So first place B versus fourth place A, and then second place and third place BA. From that, we'll probably have M1 games, which is the first one. You probably see the screen. So essentially, M1 will play against M3. So winner of M3, 5, and this will be 6. M2.
Yeah. If you watch any basketball or football or baseball, it's very similar to like standings that work in there. It's 2 divisions, and then the winner of the divisions play in the final.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, so this is how we'll run it. It'll be basically an 8 seeded tournament. So winner take every match will be a best of 3, except the finals, which will be a best of 5. That's pretty much everything in terms of playoffs. And then finally, the more fun stuff to talk about will individual team seeding. But first, some updates on the Google Doc. Teams Google Doc update. So this page right here I'm on. The orange teams are the team captains, or the orange bars are the team captains. So who you can go to set up what's it called, scrims, or if you're trying to get on another team or something, you can go talk to these people. There's no guarantees on any of the things I just said. Like you won't guarantee a scrims, you won't guarantee a slot. So don't ask us. We're not gonna help you with that stuff. It's totally up to your the teams and the team captains. What else is there? So, Group A, fun stuff now. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know, but you both are in Group A. Good night, sleep tight. And then there's Team 6 Longswords, Calipilla, Ledu MB. I don't know how to say that. Fifth Spectrum, 67 Atoms, Super Sugoi Senpai Squad SSS, whatever.
A lot of
I don't
veterans
know
in
about you
Group
guys,
A.
but who you guys like? I kind of want to work our way down, because obviously if you just eliminate the bottom tier team, like who do you guys think is probably like top 4
In
in the
Group
league?
A? Top 4? Well, let's see. Last season, the final was FES. FES isn't even... They're not in this, are they?
Yeah, it was FES and TT, and TT.
Yeah, TT changed to Banff Calipali. However you just say that name.
It's Caterpillar with like a weird L
Calip-
sound.
Calipilla?
Or something. I don't know. Just don't think about it too much.
Calipia?
It's not the important here. Onomatopoeia.
Well,
Okay, same.
Yeah, Calipia, the defending champions, they definitely have a chance with King of Hentai or Donut McSwagwalk returning in the top lane with his Jack's top. That was dominant in the series. I want to see more of that. And they have a good team with Cypher as a sub. I mean, that's a really good sub to have.
I think
just
Cypher
really
actually
reliable.
left, so I'm not really
Did he
sure.
leave?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh.
Like they left the server. Like a lot of their all their coaches left. And all
Really?
their or Cypher left, so they only have.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I'm sure you're I'm sure you're excited.
I'm not. I don't know. I like Cypher. He was fun to play with.
He's a good guy.
Looking at
I think I would say top 4 are FS, Banff, GNST, and it's hard to choose the 4th slot. What do you guys think?
4th slot.
Yeah.
Well, like there's many new players on like Team 6 Longswords that I haven't really played with before. Like I don't recognize any of those names, so I can't give. I know Economical is a good coach. He's given me a few pointers about my play, and he's reliable. So I want to see how his teams like do. Like he coached? Who did he coach last season?
Who?
DKR. Economical.
Economical. He coached
Night
NTR.
Night Raid. Yeah. Let's see. How far did Night Raid go?
He's a good coach. We just didn't listen to him.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll be able to do something with that roster. I couldn't tell you about any of the players. I don't know what you think.
What do you think, man?
What do I think?
Team 6 Longswords.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think is do you agree with us for the top 3, which is GNST, Banff, and FS?
Well, GNST has some work to do. I'll tell you that.
It's hard to tell. We haven't played any games really against anyone, so it's really anyone's ball game this early. I can tell you we did Scrim Caterpillar. They are looking pretty good, but we had a nice 1-1. Just throw that out there. So they're not
Better
unstoppable.
get
We
them.
stopped them once, so the season should be interesting. I can tell you that much. I'm looking
I
forward to
agree.
seeing all the new teams. I'm looking to see the old teams. A lot of the old teams actually have new additions, and we'll see what happens. But I'm really interested in seeing how the season goes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good cop out answer, right?
I want to see
Yeah,
how
so
much.
you really swiped out of that one.
I really want to see how the teams change compared to last season. There's a lot of just like there was only one roster that didn't change last season that made it to the finals or the playoffs.
Well, actually, there was
so
two teams.
was there 2 teams? Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah, FS
MTR,
and
right?
Oh, TTLD.
FS didn't
FS
change.
has had a solid roster for like a long time.
Where's
Yeah,
FS?
FS,
At?
FS
Oh,
Fifth
they didn't
Spectrum.
change.
It's the Gecko.
They didn't change.
They had two people enter Hall of Fame.
That's awesome. Okay, so FS and
Good.
GTLD. That's right. So yeah, I want to see more consistent play, like week to week. How I want to see more improving rather than just changing your lineup and getting new players. Because I saw a
Yeah.
lot of that last season. That was kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
How,
it was
like,
actually
replacing
really
someone.
frustrating because you have to deal
Yeah.
with people changing the rosters as well. But most part, I mean, it's like dealing with people changing the rosters, kind of whatever. But I think the more dissatisfying feeling is that you need to change your roster. It's
hmm
kind of really oddball to me because it's like, oh, you got the 5 team. I mean, last season was kind of weird because all the teams were randomly generated essentially, well, except like 3 teams. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, time goes on, teams evolve and whatever. That's
We
Group
learn from
A.
our mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, Group A. I guess final standings. I would say I'll put Banff at the top. They have a pretty solid team. I'd give GNST a solid second place. I'd say FS, and then I
I'm
know
gonna go with the Super Sugoi Senpai squad just because I like the name. I want to see them do well this season.
Yeah, no,
You
I
can't milk
actually
me in the jungle.
yeah, I used to coach the league that they are actually from, like some of their players, and I think they have a
Yeah.
pretty good roster. Their top laner is arguably one of the better top laners in the league. So I know Mikaha is pretty good. He's pretty good on Trundle. Maokai, he's solid on that team. Other than that, I would say yeah. I
I
mean,
say
it's
they
really
take 4th place.
it's really honestly like if it goes how I think it will, I think it's a solid fight for 4th place. The either those 67 Adams, Ledu, MB, and Team Longswords and Super Squid Squad fighting for that 4.
Senpai squad. All right.
Oh, apparently they say Mikaja. I just say Mikaha because it sounds awesome.
I'm gonna call him the Messiah.
Messiah. Oh, Masa.
The
Cool.
Messiah.
Yeah, so
let's
I
move
think
to
it's gonna
Group
be
B.
a fight for that 4th place spot. But who knows, man? Maybe Super. I don't even want to say the rest of that name because it's really
Super
annoying.
Senpai Sugo squad.
No,
whatever.
Super Sugoi Senpai Squad. But let's just
Oh,
not
my
bother.
bad.
Just say Quad S.
Yeah. Quad. I like that.
They might be number 1. Who knows? Why are you laughing?
I like it because
Alright,
they're gonna be number 1 while we're laughing in the corner in like last place.
Yeah.
Just crying.
Let's see. I guess okay. We'll talk about Group B standings and then we'll kind of like talk about some other stuff. Yeah, I need to place IMO. I need him come up top 3. Yeah, Django's right. I know any team. It is pretty hard to evaluate. We just literally doubled the number of teams, so we have like completely new players coming in.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy how many players they just started to flow in. But who's in Group B that's returning from last season? And who are the new people that we should be looking out for?
We have to talk about Group B. It's my favorite group. Alrighty then, let's do this.
See FES at the bottom.
Shh, John.
Just happened to be at the bottom. Wow. BM.
No.
I call BM, sir.
I call BM, sir. Okay. Well, okay. So it tastes like purple TLP above the rest. Clorox bleach. I could drink some of that later. Daddy's little girls, dignified aristocratic gentlemen. Keep the rest and Final Esports, which we know very well.
Oh yeah.
So, quick history before we decide. Tastes Like Purple and Clorox Bleach were originally had team members from Rising Red, our favorite team. Um, and they split into two factions: Tastes Like Purple and Clorox Bleach. Above the rest is pretty much the old NTR members. Half of the old NTR members, and the other half went to GNST. And Daddy's Little Girl is, if you remember, like super long ago when we had Chase the Clone and Scrim games.
Oh
That's his
yeah, big
team.
time. I remember that kid. Never forget.
He's in those. He's on that team. And Dag is our favorite DKR Striker 321's team.
Striker 321.
Yeah, Striker 321, the third best top laner in the league apparently.
By what standards?
RPL standards.
By the numbers, buddy.
By the
Yeah,
numbers.
numbers
I
are
forgot.
everything. Let numbers define you.
I forgot. My bad.
And then there's Final Esports, which is let's throw every game
The
after
best,
game 2. Wait, what?
in my
I mean,
opinion, the best team in RPL from last season.
yeah,
Tell me out.
Actually, I arguably think they're the top 3 teams in the league, but I like surprises. Maybe Ezong's addition will give me an extra boost.
Ezong in the mid lane. Wow, that is a big change.
I've actually watched a couple of their scrim games. They play pretty well.
I played against Azir, and it went well, and then like I don't know. I don't remember what happened.
And then it didn't go well. Thank you,
It
Sean.
didn't go well.
You're quite something else, my man.
It's a regular
That's why I'm
John
the coach.
Madden over
I am
here.
I am a coach.
They were winning until they were losing.
Jesus Christ. And then
I
the final
mean-
team that I kind of glossed over
Oh
was
god, what is
Keep
going
the
on?
Rest, which is in French the leftovers, but they're essentially like the few kind of free agents that were left that didn't get placed on a team that we made a team for. So they're the only really randomized team, but I normally like randomized teams, kind of like the better teams, because last season TT was completely randomized. None of those players actually ever knew each other except 2, obviously, which was the duo.
What were their names?
I would rather not say, but Queen of Hentai, King of Hentai, but I said it, okay, anyway. But the idea is that I think there's good chance for random teams to do well if they're willing to put in the effort to kind of work things out, because obviously, it's like getting thrown at something, but it's not all bad. You get to play the game of League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
So what do you guys think?
That-
What is top 4 in this league? This group.
Top number 1 is FES all the way for me. Even with the Ezong mid, I haven't seen him in a while.
Even
Oh,
Mid
wait,
lane.
are
with-
even
come
with the
on,
Ezong-
come on.
Wait, we're community admins and directors. How can we be flaming our
Oh,
community?
damn.
I'm not flaming. I just haven't seen it. I want to see
Even
it
with
though.
Ezong. Come on, chat.
That's
Tell me
like-
that's
that's
not
like
flame.
putting me
Tell
in
me
a
that's
lane.
not. Be honest.
That's like putting me in a lane. Like any lane on a fucking RPL team, freaking RPL team would be disgusting. so-
even our friend Captain No Boats like that BM.
Yeah, I know. Ezong and I are great friends that I know of.
Yeah, no, actually, our friendship met over the Bork item. I don't know if you know about it. It's in the shop. A lot of good players use it. It like increases your macro presence or something. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much. It's a really high understanding in theory crafting, but essentially, if you build it, you're like the best player in the league. So.
I
Yeah.
heard that too.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're actually on the same page. Anyway, let's give FES the first spot. What do you guys think for second place?
Second place? Second place is a tough one. Like there's a lot of
good
just
teams.
a lot of talent out there for me to pick from.
For sure. All right, Zach, what do you think?
Personally,
What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, Sean, what do you think?
I like the striker in the top lane, top 3 jungler or top 3 top laner coming out of last season. It's gonna take over the top lane in Group B, definitely.
For sure.
And he has a new team around him, so you never know. They might just put all their resources up there and go to town.
For sure.
Indeed.
Or they'll troll him. Who knows?
I agree with Sean.
I may
agree
or may
with
not
Sean.
know all of their team members, but that's just.
I don't really even know much of this group at all. So
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
actually-
say FES and then DAG and then DLG, and then Clorox Bleach. That'll be my top 4. I just
Clorox
picked
Bleach.
4 random teams. Good luck, boys. You got this.
Better not
I would say no.
disappoint.
I'd agree with FES and DAG. I think DLG would be also a good team. So yeah, agreed.
Baby Panda's a very consistent player, so
Yeah, he's a
he
really
can-
good support. I actually remember him.
yeah.
I don't know. Like I want to give it to either TLP or CB, depending on which does better overall. But
Tasted Purple is something to look out for as well.
yeah, I'd say 4 spots probably TLP versus CB, and then remaining 2. I mean, I don't want to discredit them or their chances for the or even first place slot. Whatever they
If
want.
TLP can practice enough with their starting lineup, they should be good to go
For sure.
for getting into the playoffs.
Really not sure about EDR and ATR because I've never actually seen any of their members play except one, so that'll be interesting. Overall, I have EDR actually has a very interesting mid laner, or used to be an interesting mid laner. Apparently a jungler now, but Lunar Rabbit. Haven't really expected any games, but I always thought he was like a decent player from his match histories and stuff, like KDA stats and whatever. Like, it looks pretty good. Alright, so I guess the final really thing to talk about is well, actually, let's just go over the season matchups tomorrow. Do you guys want to read off the beautiful matches?
Yeah,
of
I
Group
can.
A?
So let's go find this Group A over here. Week number 1. We got Group A. We have Calipilla versus Fifth Spectrum. And so, do you want to look at the matchups or just want to read through them?
No,
Any-
just read the Group A games.
Alright.
I'll read the Group B.
67 Adams versus Team 6 Longswords. Super Sugoi Senpai Squad versus Goodnight Sleep Tight. And Luda MB with the bye.
Oh yeah, Luda. Yeah, that's perfect, dude. Thank you.
Ludu, whatever.
It lay do
L-
Ladu.
l- l-
I don't know, man. Why you
Ludicrous.
why do you
I
have
s-
to? Why do you guys
we
always
should-
why do you guys
we
always
should
have to
pick-
make such difficult names?
We should pick the key matchups in each game.
All right, go for it then.
Alright, give me a second. I have to do my analyzing.
No, let's not do that. Ladu. Alright, sure, Ladu.
La dude.
Yeah, no, Ladu.
What does the MB stand for?
MB, who cares?
My bad.
Middle bracket, middle school, middle.
Middle school. Yeah, that's it.
Middle school with a B. I mean, I get it.
Majestic
B-side.
Boat. It stands for Majestic Boat.
Oh.
I made that up.
Alright.
Sure you did.
It's not real.
Alright, well, okay, so let's just it's gonna be for Group B matches at 9 p.m. It's gonna be ATR versus FES, and then Clorox Bleach versus EDR. Daddy's Little Girls versus Dag, Dignified Aristocratic Gentleman, and then Tastes Like Purple will be having a bye. And then 10 p.m. I don't really want to talk about matchups too much because we'll you know, I'm excited for something else that we're gonna do right after that. Team 6
What is
Longswords
that?
versus Ladu MB. I had to really work it up, you know. Good Night Sleep Tight versus Big Spectrum. Exciting game to look forward to. Sugoi Senpai Squad versus 667 Adams, and then Calipilla is gonna have a bye. And then for Group B matches, it's gonna be wait, talk.
How many buys will the team get? 1 or 2?
Buys? Every team gets a single buy.
A
Or,
single
sorry,
buy.
no, 2 buys. Sorry.
2 buys.
Guys, over
Okay.
the course of the season. Yep.
2 buys over the course of the season.
Yep.
For the whole week or for one game?
No, just for one
For
game.
one game.
So just
For one game.
yeah, just that hour.
Okay, so an extra hour to practice or whatever.
Essentially, yeah.
Yes. Would it be possible? Actually, no, that'd be impossible to say if a team needed to reschedule, could they reschedule during their bye time? But then,
I mean, if the other team is playing, then that's probably
yeah,
not.
that's why
possible.
I just realized that.
They can
made a mistake.
reschedule it for during the week or something. I don't know, whatever they want. For the B group, at 10 p.m. it's going to be EDR versus CLP, and then Final Esports versus DAG, TB versus ATR, and then Daddy's Little Girls is going to be having the bye at that time. And then finally, it's going to be our Swiss matches. Zawa, you wanna go over them?
Sure. Oh shit! I just closed the doc.
Classic.
Control
What's back
Shift
in?
T. Control Shift T, my friend.
That open the last tab.
Yes, it does.
Look at that! Wow, Control Shift. I learn something new every day. Okay, so almost there.
There's games on my
Almost there.
birthday. I'm not gonna play that day.
Okay, we'll get us up for you.
Like, no, that's my bike. Oh, it's only one game. Bummer.
It's my entire bye day.
So
Jeez.
So for our Swiss matches, we have Taste Like Purple versus Goodnight Sleep Tight, Team Six Longswords versus Above the Rest, Clorox Bleach versus Calipilla, Daddy's Little Girls versus Ledoux MB, Fifth Spectrum versus Dignified Aristocratic Gentlemen, EDR versus 67 Atoms, and
Gotta
Super
pull out your
Sugoi
French
Senpai
accent, man.
Squad versus Final Esports. No, I'm not doing that.
Ooh, croissant.
I don't speak that stuff.
I don't speak that stuff.
Rubbish.
Hey,
I'm really excited for the Swiss format. I think it'll be really interesting to see who's the top dog per se in the regular season when all that's settled. And yeah, hey, real quick, why is this the first hour games highlighted for stream? Is that just something we're gonna get to later?
I'm still working on it because
Sounds good. Someone just asked that question in the chat, so I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, so right now, I'm guessing if you said that none of your games are casted, it's because you're in Group B. So, 9 p.m. is the Group A stream schedule. So all the games in 9 p.m. are Group A streamed, and then 10 p.m. is going to be all the Group B streams. And then Swiss matches will be basically whatever I think is the highest seeded, or whatever currently is the highest seeded in terms of points. Alright, so obviously we do fantasy scores. And then for that, we have to talk about every top laner in the league, but not every one of them. So you guys want to pick out your top 3 favorites, or probably top 3 best top laners in the league?
Sure. I got enthusiasm. I got this. So I think we really got to look at Donut McSwagwalk and the Jax, who is very strong with that pick, and he gets a lot of help in the top lane. So that should be very beneficial to his fantasy stats, I'm sure, as they look to have him carry the late game after.
Arguably
after the early focus. Yeah, absolutely. So I would say Donut. Let's see, Dr. Nope, who performed very well last season, and having him on my team now, I gotta kind of represent a little bit there. Maybe that's a little biased, but I know he's very solid, and he's got very, 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 very unorthodox picks. So it should be interesting to see how he performs. And my man Striker 321, who I think I'll have to put him down as third. I think that's my top lane focus for the season. But I've seen some other names here that Yukoshi I've played with. He's pretty solid, and I'm sure there's other ones out there. It's just we have a pretty deep league, it feels.
Yeah, Sean, so what's your top 3?
For top lane?
No, for top lane.
For top lane, okay, let me look up this.
No, top lane.
For top lane?
Yeah.
Alright, one sec. Top lane number 1. Yukoshi seems like a very talented player. He just seems kind of trolly sometimes, but when he's really focusing, he seems to be really reliable. When I played against him, so he's gonna be my number 1 pick. Number 2 is definitely gonna have to be my main man, Dr. Nope, since I played with him last season, and I didn't really find a top laner that was as reactive to my ganks when I played with him that I played against. So definitely have to pick him with his unorthodox picks and the Talon and the Garen and the Camille and the Nihilus. Just so many different sort of play styles he can play. So the dynamic point of his gameplay is really important. Number 3, I'd definitely have to go with Donut McSwagwalk, because he's not as dynamic as the other two top laners, but he has his really good pocket picks in the Jax, and I forget the other champion he plays, but the Jax is really annoying to play against in lane because of his Counter Strike, and if you time it really well in lane, and which he has been doing all season, then he's gonna win every trade, and that's what is so freaking dominant right now. That's my top lane picks.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go with Dr. Nope. Obviously is my top choice for number one slot. He was number one last season too. I don't expect anything to change there. I think he's a really good solo laner as well. I'd give Dona Mixwogwag number 2 as well. I think he's pretty solid. You guys already said pretty much everything that needs to be said about him. And then I'd say top 3 is between Yakoshi and Mikaja.
The Messiah.
Yeah, Messiah. I think it'll be exciting to see. I know I've seen in scrim games that Yakoshi actually won the matchup against Mikaja, but I think in terms of like consistency, Mikaja is actually pretty. But Yakoshi has like kind of on and off games, so we'll have to see. How about the jungle, Sean? Since this is your territory.
I don't know if I could start. Let's have Zawa start off in the jungle position.
Oh boy. Okay. So
go in order like we did before.
Please entertain the
it's a
idea of
tough
jungler.
one. Yeah. Let's see. I think we have if I'm not mistaken, TSM Batman. He's the Zac player, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he's a Zac Sejuani.
Yeah, him and Panther, I believe, are both Zac players, and I think they're worth keeping an eye on. I can't really just order anyone per se, but I know that they're definitely worth keeping an eye on, and it'll be interesting to see some of the other junglers and how they perform over the course of the season. And then you can't milk me. Was he not playing support last season?
He was, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what he does shifting over to the jungle. But all in all, I think our junglers. I might have to be say Panther, Batman, and Sean. I'm still just going to be a homer and rep my team. But those I think are the 3 I'm looking at. But there's a lot of interesting choices out there, and it'll be interesting to see how all the junglers perform this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, having played versus who are your top 2 picks? TSM Batman and Panther. Other than I played against their Sejuanis and their Zacs, and the Sejuani on TSM Batman's absolutely disgusting. Some games, like, he may not have effective ganks, but he shows a abnormally amount of pressure on Sejuani. So that's something that you don't really find in the CeeLo, since Sejuani doesn't have really good early pressure. Like, once you just can hit every Q and come at perfect times. So Sejuani's really good, and he's smart and can follow and track enemy junglers really well because he goes trackers like a lot. Doesn't go red smite or blue smite in T-play. Who else is there? Panther. He's a little bit more inconsistent pick in my opinion. When I've played against him, I've noticed he kind of stays like he kind of commits too hard to ganks, which results in his 2.3 KDA. If he really cut down his like overcommitting and his chasing, he could cut his deaths in half and like focus on objectives more. But he's definitely a talented jungler to look out for. He has creative ganking pass and decent dragon control. Another person to look out for is definitely Chase Akun.
Don't do it. Okay.
If he can, he's a Shaco main, so he has sort of that invade, sort of F with you mentality. If he can just get on different champions, like meta champions, team play champions, and just have the same mentality, like knowing when to invade, knowing how to ward in the enemy jungle, knowing gank pass, like if you just know those simple ideas and sort of team play mechanics, you can jungle with many champions. Like, doesn't matter the mechanics. So if he can just really realize that he doesn't have to play Shaco to win and play actual, I don't know, what he played a little bit of Gragas, maybe I've seen, which is good. But if he can expand his champ pool, he can definitely become a threat in the jungle position.
Yeah, I think my picks are pretty obvious. The players I know, so maybe a little bit biased, but I know there's some other good junglers in the league, like our friend Panther is really good.
2.3 to 8.6. Go on.
Flam82 plays pretty inconsistent, but he's overall pretty good. He has little off games, I would say, where like he tries to be a little over aggressive for weird reasons, but I don't know. For the most part, I think my top 3 picks are going to be Sean, you're going to be first. I'd give Batman number 2, and then Chase the Clone number 3. Mostly because we've seen all 3 of these guys play, and then I just think they're just more consistent overall. What do you guys think about mid lane? Do you want me to start off this time?
Yeah, you can start off.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Well, I don't mean to be a bandwagoner, like too appreciative, but arguably my favorite mid laner is Snowflake Gecko. I don't know, she's just really good. Like, she's consistent on farm, consistent on team fights. She's like, I don't know, like even when her team is like 0-3 each lane or like not doing well, she's still like out there 7-1 or something. Like there's like a TT game where her teammates were like all 1-1 and like 0-2 or something, and she was like 7-2. It's like she plays well. Like, what can I say? Like, consistent for her team. She never really has really like off games. Maybe like one game out of like every single game in the season. Kind of scary because obviously like you're just playing really well all the time. So I'd say Gecko's number 1. Number 2. God, it's so hard because I've never seen any of these guys play.
There's Nico. There's Reuter's sort of a flex pick.
Yeah.
He's just really smart and talented. He can play anywhere, so it's kind of.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen any guys play, but maybe Char knows. Yeah, I'd say Sharnos, Gecko, Sharnos, and
Nico, Yizhong.
It's hard to give it to those two because because like we haven't seen them play like mid. I haven't seen Yizhong play mid, and I haven't seen like Starkler or Nico like perform extremely well at mid. Like, I'd say he's middle of the pack, or maybe like top 5, but definitely not top 3. I'd probably say right now, like I think Toe Knuckles played pretty well last season, but I'd say close 4th. Maybe. Yeah, this is hard.
It is hard because the people like top 3 from last season in the fantasy in the voting was Dan and Nico and I forget who else, and half of them are gone. Nico and Snowflake are only 2 like returning mid laners from last season.
Yeah,
like Yizhong was top lane, Reuter was ADC.
Yeah, so it's like hard to give it to Reuter, even though I really want to. It's like, he's just a better ADC player.
Exactly. Like if we were talking to overall players, Reuter would be up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Sharnos, Ginge-tastic, and Gecko. I think those 3 would be my top 3 choices overall. What about you, Zawa?
What are you talking about? Mid?
No, mid.
Okay. Let's see. I'll give a shout out to a Starkiller Nico, who's pretty solid in the mid lane. This is a tough one, honestly, because I don't recognize most of these names. It's crazy. We've had a lot of names come and go in this league. Snowflake Gecko, though, I know he's very solid. I heard you mention that one before. And we played some games with Economical's team when we were still Night Raid, and I'd say that Yasmosis is actually a pretty solid mid laner from what I've seen. So that should be an interesting name to look at.
But
And,
isn't he a
go ahead.
Yasuo player?
Yeah, and they don't really count as people. You're a good
They
point.
don't really count as like players.
And the chat seems to be hyping up Instrument above the rest mid laner. So we'll see how he
I don't
does.
like being lied to. So
We'll see how he does with the shout outs. But I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting season altogether. But yeah, I think Snowflake Gecko might still reign supreme as one of our top solid mid laners.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, actually, CSR1.
Where was he last season?
No, he
I
was not
recognize
in our
that
league.
name. Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. He just joined, but he is actually very good. Kind of interesting because he's the lowest ranked player on his team, but obviously rank doesn't mean anything apparently according to some people, whatever. But I honestly think he's good too. So top 3 Gecko. We agreed the second one was I guess we didn't agree on the second and third, so I guess we're pretty much all diverged on the second and third. But we all agree Gecko's the best. And hopefully she proves it again. I'll be
Her
rooting
farm's
for her.
just
Not biased.
too easy. Too hard to give up that consistent huge farm lead every game.
Yeah.
For the first place spot.
And I think for bottom lane, I'm gonna have to look at the duo. I can't look at like.
Yeah, look at the
individually.
synergy here.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Sal, you can start us off since you're a bot lane specialist, Mr. Support.
Bot lane specialist. So we're looking at our 80 carries, huh? Okay.
No. We're looking at both the duos.
Duos. Okay. Ooh, interesting. You know what? I recall having a little struggle last season with the Fifth Spectrum's bot lane with Kidlat and Icarus Feather. I thought they were pretty solid. I think they're going to do well again this season. And looking around the rest of the picks, again, I don't know. It just there's not a lot of names that really stand out. It just seems like we have a really fresh league compared to last season. I would have to point a little credit to Super Segoy Senpai squad because Rayra is in his main role because we had Rayra's mid and that was very different. But now that Rayra's playing ADC, that could be interesting to see how that goes. But I'm gonna have to give best spot lane to me and Tunze because that's what I do. I root for myself. So there you go.
Moo. All right. Looking at these bot lanes, I haven't really seen. Again, I haven't seen many of these people play. Baby Panda is a great support.
Who do you think is the worst AD? I'm thinking Tuesday,
worst
but
AD?
That's just me.
No,
I'm just memeing. Don't actually say that.
Do you forget when we played bot lane?
Just point it at Tuesday. He's the worst one here anyway. Sure. Cough ban Lucian. Wait, what? Honestly, I would say top 3 bottom lanes are gonna be. I think Django and Nyx are pretty good, right?
Django's what, gold 1? I don't know.
Django's really good.
Yeah, Django was good when we played against him. Django, do they have a new support? The same support in FPS?
Yeah. Their team is mainly the same except for
so they had a good bot lane.
Yeah,
that was one of their strengths.
I'd say they're top 3. I think That way, you played against John Foolery and Golden Kappa. What were your thoughts?
We did?
They,
2 games?
Yes, we did. No, we didn't. I don't think so. I think they had some different people subbing when we played them.
Oh,
yeah, they subbed.
I don't recognize those names.
When they started the game, and then with their sub, then 2 minutes later they ended it and put the real player in. Yeah. So we played against John Foolery. I don't know about the other person, but John Foolery, he had good vision that game. That's all I remember. That's all I could tell you.
So I think I would say the top 3 is gonna be.
Yet again, we got stomped, so that might have been the other reason.
Say, FES's bottom lane, Vip Spectrum's bottom lane. and then I would give third place over to probably a keep EDR. I've seen Voltsy, and not I don't know about the support, but I've seen
Yeah,
Voltsy.
Voltsy's good.
Pretty
I've
good.
seen him too.
I'd say Rayra and KG probably about the same as well. Like I don't. It's pretty hard to
They're
say between.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to say between the 4S team and the EDR team.
Have we seen Icarus Feather? Have we've seen him play? I feel like.
Yeah, Icarus Feather.
Yeah, they have the same bot lane as last season. They're pretty solid.
Yeah.
I really I don't know. I'm gonna miss Cypher. Cypher brought out the Cogmaw a lot. It was very interesting.
Cypher
It was
was
very
good.
interesting to see him not be in the league this year.
Yep. Very unfortunate. We will miss you, good sir.
The past is the past, though. We'll see how this year works out. I think we got a lot of fun stuff going on.
Do you know if there's any subs that are going to be playing?
Oh yeah, no.
on the team?
Just making sure you guys are not making a fatal error. Our friend Kidlat said Icarus Feather is a.
All right, good to know.
She is.
I knew that one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Django Ultimus is just a weird guy.
Yeah, I mean he like eased into the enemy team and then he like like what went wrong. And I tell him, man, he just says, I think I like to blame Ezong on this play. He was playing big. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't actually blame anyone. He's a pretty good guy.
Is he gonna play Azir? Is he gonna bring out the Azir this?
No,
this
please,
season?
just never happen, please.
Just stop.
If we see a single game of Azir, we might just.
If he plays Azir, I'll pick Lee Sin. All right.
If he
That's a
plays
free
Azir,
win.
we'll just
It's
auto
a
assume
free
they
win
lost
for
the
both
game,
teams
so you don't even
somehow.
need to report it. How about that? We'll just assume the game was a loss, and that's how.
All right.
All right, perfect.
Sounds like a plan. Is there any additions to fantasy stats that we're gonna have compared to last season? Like any
No,
cool
they're
new
gonna be the
stats?
same, sadly.
Made the same.
Yep. What even is fantasy? Am I right?
LOL.
All right. Well, any closing remarks, my friends?
See you in 24 hours.
What he said.
Woo!
Here's a Wikipedia link.
Gee, All right. Well, that's
We
probably
do
gonna be.
not condone his behavior.
I put it in the Twitch chat.
Try to limit the
Oh yeah,
complaining.
thank God. No, I mean, it's really important that you understand that if you have any complaints about the RPL, make sure you go to the Wikipedia link for the Battle of Waterloo. You'll have a lot of
Yes.
information there to. We'll just have a lot of information there. I don't know what to say there.
Or
Go
contact
to
our
related
ex.
links. I'm pretty sure the battle.
Contact our ex-moderator, Agent 008. He will have
If you
the
can
answer.
find him. If you can find him.
If
That-
you can find
it's
him.
just really a Waldo search right now.
Just look up the graveyards.
Oh my God! All right.
Alright,
These were memes.
this is
No,
where it
no,
ends.
stop, no more.
Oh
Too
god,
much meme.
I'm having too much fun. I can't wait.
This is gonna be an exciting season. Yo, Ezong's threatening you guys. He'll play Azir now that you dissed it.
Oh, I
I'm
want to
so
see it.
scared.
Ezong, if you
Wait.
play Azir, I'm playing Lee Sin. Is that a deal?
That's a deal. They're gonna ban your Lee Sin and then insta-lock
Don't-
Azir. I'm so ready for this.
If you're banning my Lee Sin, you're banning your team from a free win. So, holy shit.
Oh no, the Wikipedia link of the Battle of Waterloo doesn't help you if you E into the enemy team. But the Wikipedia link to the War of Roses, I don't know if you know that one specifically. That one's
Tuesday Best Solution NA.
That's
Get
That
out.
is extremely false.
Get out.
This is why we labeled you the worst ADC in the league.
Rest in peace, Max.
It's
Holy
admin
moly.
too.
All right. Anyway,
All right.
that's gonna be the end of the podcast. Do you have anything to say?
That was
Zawa?
fun.
Anything to our beloved RPL Rising Summoner members?
Shout out to Economical. Shout out to our coach, the young god, Shibitarasu, David, my boy. He's the greatest, and he's going to lead us all to
David
victory.
What did David do?
Nothing, Sean. Not
Are
in
you
the
sure?
not in the podcast.
All right. Let's end it before I say anything worse.
No. We have to talk about subs and coaches. So my honest thought
Okay.
is that subs will be substituting in games that the starters cannot play in, and I think the coaches will be coaching teams that their coaches for.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Do you want to go over what we have in the donation package so far, or just release
Oh
that
yeah,
right
yeah.
now?
Drop them dead, dude. Wait, can you link me so I can open it on the screen so they
I
can see it
can
too?
link you that 1 sec.
Actually, I could probably just find it. But,
Yeah, it should be in our PMs.
yeah, I found it.
RPL donations.
Yes. Drug money. Donation money.
Pizza pie.
And
Pizza
pizza.
pie. Pan pizza.
All your proceeds that you'll be donating to the Rising Summoners will be towards my pan pizza collection. Tend to order onions and green pepper. So if you just don't want to even donate and just give me the pizza straight up, that'd be also nice.
And curry.
Hey, kill yourself, dude.
Shave my
you
head.
want to talk about it? I have it open on the screen.
Yeah, sure. Basically, this is our RPL subscription donation package. It's sort of like a Twitch subscription. You subscribe for 1 month, and you
Oh, for the
get
season, I
access
think,
to
right?
5. Or yeah, for the season. My bad, for the season. So, which means you have all of this, which you have 5 VODs for that season, which you need to contact an admin, and we will set you up for a VOD with a coach for individual player reviews, which means it won't do, the coach will not review the whole game as a whole, just your individual play style and your decision making and what you could have fixed. So you get 5 of those, and then you get to stream. You get to pick one of your games to stream.
The 5 individual player video reviews are like for individual players, right? Not
Yes.
like the entire team. Okay.
Not for the entire team, for
Right.
individual players and how you play that game. And then casting streaming, we get to the donator gets to pick one game. It doesn't have to be your team, but you probably pick your team to be casted and streamed. It'll be uploaded and you can rewatch it. And make sure you tell an admin or a Lucid or a director which game a week before, or it will not be selected to be casted and streamed. And you also get the gold donator tag. Do you want to show them how it looks on the?
Yeah, I would just like to. Yeah, that's
I want to just put it on me and take off my other perms and show how.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you already have it. Yeah. That, and then on the screen here, this is how you'll look. Basically, you'll be right under the community admins, and it'll be like a little nice gold tag that says RPL donator, and it's nice. Looks nice, clean. You guys are a valuable member to our society.
Yeah. And there will be gift card raffle, little fun stuff at the end of the season for like Amazon gift cards, iTunes gift cards, etc. Maybe some RP in there. We haven't decided yet, but you'll also be entered in the raffle, so you can maybe win some money. Like, it could be a profit. Donate $5, get like a $10 gift card out of it. You never know. But either way, you're supporting the community with the donation. It's only $5 per season, so it'll really help us out, and we could get the first place team some money, maybe.
Yeah, and if we get the $50 in, definitely be able to pay for the first team.
And again, you can donate more than $5 if you want.
The subscription package is $5. If you want to donate more money, we would love you.
Yes, we will worship you.
Donating money will also get you the donator tag, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because they
being a donator, we need to settle. I think it's $3 or more.
$3 or more. Okay.
Yeah, $3. You get the donator tag no matter what, and then we might, like, if people are actually donating, we might add a second package that has a lot more stuff to offer. But
yeah,
that depends on
I think
how.
For $5, 5 individual player video reviews is a lot, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd probably say like 2, maybe 3.
I mean, for what some coaches charge on those stupid sites, it's like really good.
Yeah, I think 2 games should be the limit, because a single review is normally like $30. So,
all right, we'll figure it out. We'll discuss
we'll work
that.
something out. This is not really official, but this
will be out
soon.
For the first people to buy it, they'll get more first come first serve for the, and then as more people, as the demand of VODs increases, we'll have to lower the amount. That's how it's gonna work.
All right. Well, that's the donation stuff.
Subscription.
Sure. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can finish that up and post it whenever you want.
You want to post it because you are now our community treasurer and admin.
I am community treasurer. Okay.
I just don't want to deal with this stuff. It's already too
Yeah,
much
I'll
work.
do it. Just
There's so many things to do anyway.
I'm gonna put it as whatever. So as of right now, the first 3 people to donate will get 5 reviews, and then it will go down after that as more people donate. So donate quick if you want the extra reviews.
Alrighty then. Well, Zhao, any closing remarks? Wait, Sean, what?
I'm posting it. No, I'm
Oh, okay, posting. Alright, cool. Zhao, anything you'd like to tell the community? Maybe about player chat
Player chat is for chatting.
for players?
That's really it. That's all I got. Player chat is for chatting. Please keep all your complaints to a community admin or a director, and let's go out and have a great RPL season. Let's have a good time, and let's have a good time. We'll just stick with that. That's it. That's all I got.
Yes,
Here's a link to the Battle of Waterloo in the Twitch chat for anyone who needs a piece of that.
We got a question from Toe Knuckles. Are we gonna get more Baron steals or more Quadra kills this season? Is that a hard one, honestly?
I think Baron steals by far. It's not even going to be a question.
Yeah, there was only 1 Penta last season, so even getting a Quadra seems hard.
I had 3 Baron steals last season, so
yeah, one person at
let's
3.
pick it up, junglers.
I mean, honestly, wait, I don't even know how many Quadra kills
This
there were last
is regardless of Quadra kills. This is a gold and below league. There's going to be a lot of Baron steals.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
We had 1 or 2 versus TT last season.
That's nice, man. Thanks for pointing that out.
Thanks, Sean.
Alright, Sean, you toxic. Alright, that's fine.
All right, you can leave now.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. Well, so that kind of concludes the podcast.
I think we're done anyway. Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have a great season. Yeah, woohoo! All right, that's gonna be the end of that. All right.